Hello YouTube, my name is Simon and welcome to another episode of Raising Vibrations. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys something on the Grand Cross, some super cool information I feel that I would like to share with everybody and my personal insights on this, and also some information about some readings that I'm going to be offering everybody just sort of like in about a week's time. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. I hope that captured your intention and your information. So the Grand Cross, for instance, like what are we looking at and why is there so much sort of like spark and interest and attention and so on and so forth around this? Well, it's very simple, to be honest. For a very, 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 very long time, we've had planetary systems do sort of things in the sky and change the way that our consciousness works and how we're relating to things and evolving us in ways, etc., etc. But this one's really special. And what I recently saw was that with this Grand Cross, we actually have like a perfect alignment. And what I mean by perfect alignment, I mean, in other words, the equinox and the preequinox and all of that information over there, I'm not going to get into the sort of technical terms over there. For anybody that's interested in it, I can put it in the descriptions below. But what I want to focus on is those lines of longitude and latitude, basically, and the planets that are involved with this Grand Cross are completely and utterly in sync. Like, the south node, sorry, not the south node, what I'm talking about here. The symbol Pluto and the symbol Jupiter and the symbol Mars and the symbol Uranus are completely and utterly on the exact lines of longitude and latitude, and they are exactly conjunct to the Cardinal cross. It's like this perfect sort of, alignment that's taking place, and that's very rare. That's very, very rare. And so this kind of like symbolism over here is, the universe is really shouting at us at the moment and going, hey, by the way, guys, pay attention. And so luckily we've got some astrologers out there that are going, oh my gosh, we need to be paying attention to this and sharing this information out. But yeah, nevertheless. So the Grand Cross and what I've just said right now about it being so special and important, I think this is a video to kind of like, my personal feelings on it are that from the point of view of humanity and consciousness, we're going to have a big shakeup. Like, there is coming. Okay, the Grand Cross is coming, or the Cardinal Cross, whatever you want to call it, is coming on the 22nd and 23rd of April. And that's kind of the climax. That's the apex. That's when everything's going to be completely aligned and such. And so this is when this energy pattern is going to be really intense. And so for any of you guys out there that are aware of astrology or know about Grand Crosses, then it's simply, tension energy. For anybody that's sort of like delving for the first time, basically this type of pattern is very rough and very sort of evolutionary and very bumpy, and there's nothing nice about it. Like, I'm being Scorpio over here and I'm just laying it out on the table. I'm telling you straight away, there's nothing nice about this energy pattern, because it's not about like allowing us to evolve in a way where we can become sort of aware of things. It's kind of like, hey, I'm going to shake everything right now so that we can sort of get rid of more deeper inner psychological ways of being, and that shaking needs to be rough and tough enough for us to actually change direction. Okay, it's that intense, and that's why I say it's kind of like this very sort of like it's not that it's unfriendly, it's just, it just has a lot of punch in it, and it's literally just for us to all change our perspective and change our direction. And for any of you that are out there at the moment that are kind of feeling this energy and are sensitive to this type of energy, I mean, I myself have been sort of exposed to it intensely at the moment. And, it's, to me, I experience it as extremely stressful. Like, I'm just super and hyper aware of everything at the moment, and like very stressed in that way. And it's only because like I'm aware of all the sort of like conflicting energy patterns and stresses and oppositions, and it's like we're kind of like wanting to do things, but we're not really able to manifest and such. So it's like just being stuck in the middle and going, okay, yeah, yes, and it's kind of like just nodding your head going, all right, this is what I'm learning, okay, this is how I understand stuff, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. It's like the universe giving us a set of orders that we kind of have to follow in some way, and it's really exciting. I want to kind of put a positive spin on this, but it's really exciting because it is honestly giving us such deep spiritual awareness, like really, really, really is. And what I want to kind of inspire in this video is the opportunity to become aware of those moments, to become aware of these kind of like spiritual insights that we're getting downloaded. Now, what I want to kind of like move on to when it comes to this Grand Cross particularly, and focus on a little bit with, is Aries, for instance, and Aries and Uranus. Now, Uranus and Aries, in a way, is making things very sort of like bumpy. I think this is one of the reasons as to why it is kind of bumpy, because the nature of Uranus is to completely and utterly liberate, and it will do it at any cost. And so what we're experiencing, especially in the sign Aries, is this instant liberation factor, this instant traumatic experience, or this instant sort of shocking moment in which we are invited to become aware of how outdated our processes are, our relating patterns are, our thinking patterns. And that causes a lot of arguments, that causes a lot of frustration, that causes a lot of sort of agony and wanting to break free and such. So we kind of sometimes are relating to each other in ways in which are not necessarily friendly. And, you know, if you are experiencing at this point in time, what I ask for you guys to do is go check out my video called The Aries New Moon. I share a lot of insights in there about trying to sort of like simmer and stay cool in that process, and to, as much as possible, in this very sort of Uranian Aries experience of instant liberation and instant, what's the best word I can say, like new direction, new change, to acknowledge that at some point we kind of need to heal ourselves in that process as well, and learn from our new opportunities of insights, but at the same time just try to remain grounded as possible, try to meditate and try to limit the capacity, the chances of these sort of like instant actions and problems taking place. So Aries and Uranus, like I said, again, very tripping up wired sort of experiences, and sort of really, really shocking us into reality in that way. And thank God Mars, which is completely opposite Aries in this whole sort of configuration, is kind of retrograde. So there is a sense of we're invited in every single moment to not get angry outside of ourselves, but to actually look within, you know, because this is really what the Grand Cross is actually asking us in this moment. It's making us aware of the fact that we kind of need to look within ourselves to find the answers, or to find the solutions in which these energy patterns are pushing us in, you know. So like I said, this energy pattern sort of comes through, and it's got this very bumpy, sort of uncomfortable ride experience to it, and we feel it. And whenever it bypasses us, whenever these sort of traumatic situations get through us, we're invited in that opportunity to learn more about ourselves. So Mars is actually really pushing the boundaries when it comes to how we are relating to ourselves in this case. And of course, thank God Jupiter, you know, is actually in Cancer at the moment, kind of sort of like allowing us to naturally feel more emotionally sort of aware and awake in this situation, you know. So it's kind of expanding our sense of awarenesses and emotional awarenesses and archaeology in our lives, but it also at the same time can blow up emotions intensely. So, you know, what would normally just be a sort of, you know, normal emotional reaction, we're actually sort of expanding that sense of emotional reaction a little bit outside our realms. And that is a negative, well, let's not say negative, let's say the other side of this Jupiter and Cancer transit, you know. Through these extremes, in some way, we're also sort of learning more about ourselves in that way. So again, this energy pattern sort of coming through, rummaging through our consciousness, and then sort of changing the way in which we're looking at things, and we're having evolution come through us, through this opportunity, through this experience. But we're also at the same time invited to kind of like remain, you know, sort of still and sort of calm in this experience. And that's where the challenge kind of lies, you know, in this whole sort of Grand Cross experience. And of course, with Pluto over there within Capricorn, you know, we're definitely learning Pluto lessons about control, and we're definitely learning lessons about security and such. So, you know, the Grand Cross is honestly really testing our consciousness at this point in time, and offering us to change the way that we are and how we are operating. And that's really what I want to say with my message over here, particularly with this Grand Cross video, is that, you know, a lot of us are going to become aware of what the Grand Cross is about and how this is going to be done. And I bet there's, you know, YouTube videos out there that are giving that information. But I encourage you, during this period of time to try and simplify the way in which you are experiencing your reality. And these are my sort of hints and tips and such like that. Okay, number one, understand that a lot of the self-awareness is being promoted in this whole sort of Grand Cross experience. It is ultimately about self-awareness, and so what you've got to try and do is keep your focus on yourself. Okay, and really try and see the opportunity of self-awareness in this process by focusing on yourself and your own sort of interaction with your reality. And that's really a one way of being able to handle this energy. Number two, I think that that goes in with number one as well, is to try and remain as centered or as sort of like calm within this, and try to be relaxing and such. Find yourself opportunities where you can meditate or kind of like be Pisces in some way, where you can. It's like, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say, like, find some quietness and kind of just like spend some time, bobbing in that space of some quietness and some serenity and such, so that you can kind of recover from any experience that the Grand Cross might have, expressed itself through you. In other words, if you've had an experience with this Grand Cross where the energy pattern has made you, do something where you've had to, it's damaging or traumatizing or tough or challenging, then just spend some time kind of reflecting back on that experience. So that's really what I'm trying to say, reflecting back on the experience and using that opportunity to then progress into self-awareness, so that you can come out of these patterns more enlightened. Again, that's the process. There's an enlightenment process that is taking place, and it's also kind of helping us change direction in that way. And that's, again, the purpose of this Grand Cross. It's about changing direction. Cardinal signs, change direction, new growth, new opportunities, new ways of being. So letting go of some old psychological patterns and such, Pluto in Capricorn, is another big lesson as to part of this process. So try to see how much control is not part of what's happening, and just to kind of let it sort of flow and be in that space, and be open to the idea that the universe is honestly helping us during this period of times, and to try and sort of let that flow. Okay, so that's what I really think are sort of some simple sort of facts about that experience, and really sort of drives home some important ideas. Now, what I would like to get, pardon me, what I would want you guys to know is that at the moment, I'm going to be going on a Cardinal Cross course, and that's going to be happening on the 7th. And what I want from you guys is that if you've watched this video and you're really excited and understand more about what I've just shared with you right now, go to my website, simonvorster.com. Go there right now after the video, and hit my subscription list on my email. Right, it's part of the email, so you get emails of all my astrology stuff. And also write to me and send me an email saying that you would like a video on how the Grand Cross is affecting you personally. So for $15 to $20, okay, what I will do is I will personally record a video for you that I will send directly to you, that specifically talks about how the Grand Cross is personally affecting your chart. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing after the 7th, as I'm going to be on a conference or on a sort of education relating more to the Grand Cross in itself. And so this is what I invite everybody to do. Write in the comments below, or like I said, go over to my website right now after this and send me an email with all your birth details and such, and place of birth and time of birth. Try to get that as accurately as possible, the time of birth, and say that you are requesting this video. I'll send you a PayPal link, for instance, like I said, $15 to $20 in that range, whichever you feel, and I'll personally make a video for you describing how you can work through this Grand Cross experience, and obviously some techniques and such like that. And if you're interested in actually having an astrology reading in itself, I've also got that. You can also ask that as well. And my prices are on my websites over there. In fact, I'm offering at the moment for an hour's reading 85 euros or $85. And if you are looking to maybe gift somebody else within a reading as well, I'm offering that at $145 for 2, which you can give to another person as well if you wish. So that's exactly what I'm offering at the moment, guys, and particularly with this Grand Cross, and trying to sort of like really help humanity through this process, because it's a really big deal, to be honest. It really is. Yeah, so that's it. So other than that, if you've liked my comments and my content, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. Loads of people have started to subscribe, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate it. I really do. It inspires me to make videos and inspires me to do the work that I'm obviously doing for you guys at this point in time, because you are, at the end of the day, the people that I want to be speaking to about this. And of course, if you've got something to say, or you want a specific topic for me to speak about, write in the comments below and email me, interact with myself and ask questions about the nature of spirituality or the universe and such. And I'm really excited and wanting to be doing this as well. So that's pretty much what I have to say, everybody, today. That has been absolutely fantastic. So thanks very much. And until then, have a fantastic evening. Take care. Bye-bye.